Hey everybody, Tebogo Lebogang here. It's the most wonderful time of the year, folks, the time for reindeer and really big candy canes. And when you find yourself saying, let's get this over with, to every single person in your family. But before you throw a sugar plum at your Uncle Steve for singing karaoke versions of Christmas carols, let's talk Christmas history. How well do you know the history of Christmas? Let's dive into 15 festive historical facts and test your knowledge. Get ready to jingle your brain cells because it's about to get jolly up in here. Picture this: togas, chariots, gladiators, and Christmas. Some Christmas traditions have roots in ancient Rome. Saturnalia, a big winter festival, fell around Christmas. They celebrated with feasts, gifts, and decorations. Sound familiar? Stick around to learn more. Okay, history buffs, time to put on your thinking caps. We all know Christmas is celebrated on December 25th, but have you ever wondered when this whole December 25th thing became official? Was it when they wrote the first Christmas carol? When they invented eggnog? When Santa got his first reindeer? Nope. The answer lies way back in the year 336 AD. That's right, folks. Over 1,600 years ago, the Roman Emperor Constantine, who apparently loved a good holiday as much as the next guy, declared December 25th as the official day to celebrate the birth of Jesus. And the rest, as they say, is history. Let's talk about the big guy himself, Santa Claus. You know him, you love him, you leave him cookies and milk. But did you know jolly old Saint Nick wasn't always about the reindeer and the red suit? The inspiration for Santa Claus is St. Nicholas, known for his generosity and kindness. Stay tuned to learn more about St. Nicholas. Chapter 4. What's in a name? We've all heard of Feliz Navidad and Joyeux Noel, but where does the word Christmas come from? No, it's not named after a guy named Chris who had excellent marketing skills. The word Christmas actually comes from the term Christ's Mass. It's a shortened version of the phrase used to describe the Mass celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. It's like a nickname, but for a holiday. So next time you're wishing someone a Merry Christmas, you'll know it's not just a catchy phrase, it's a nod to a centuries-old tradition. Chapter 5. A gift from across the pond. Picture this. It's 1923, Calvin Coolidge is president, and flapper dresses are all the rage, but something magical is happening in Washington, D.C. The very first national Christmas tree is lit up, a gift from the good people of Norway. That's right, folks. Our tradition of a giant, dazzling tree in the heart of our nation's capital all started with a little international Christmas spirit. The Norwegians, those masters of winter wonderland vibes, sent over this magnificent tree as a symbol of friendship and peace. And let me tell you, that tree was lit up like a Christmas tree. Chapter 6. A Royal Affair. Ever wonder who brought the whole Christmas tree tradition to England? Was it Sherlock Holmes with a magnifying glass and a festive attitude? Was it King Arthur and his knights decorating with tiny swords? Well, hold on to your Santa hats because the answer might surprise you. It was none other than Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's beloved husband. This guy was like the original hipster of Christmas decorations. In the 1840s, he decided to bring a little bit of his German heritage to Buckingham Palace by introducing the Christmas tree. And guess what? It caught on faster than you can say, God save the Queen. Chapter 7. A federal festivity. We all know that Christmas is a big deal in America, but did you know that it wasn't always an official federal holiday? That's right, folks, there was a time when you could have been called a Grinch for asking for a day off to celebrate the birth of Jesus. But thankfully, in 1870, Christmas was officially declared a federal holiday in the United States. That means that almost 150 years ago, the government finally recognized what we've known all along. Christmas is awesome! Chapter 8. Spreading Christmas cheer the old-fashioned way. These days, we're all about the text messages, the emails, the social media shout-outs. But back in the day, If you wanted to wish someone a Merry Christmas, you had to put in a little more effort. You had to break out the pen and paper, find the perfect Christmas card, and hope that the postal service didn't lose it in a blizzard. And guess what? This beautiful tradition of sending Christmas cards all started in England. That's right, those tea-loving, crumpet-munching folks across the pond are the reason we have to fight for our lives at the mailbox every December. Chapter 9. Deck the halls with boughs of edible delights. We've come a long way from the days of tinsel and twinkling lights. Back in the day, Christmas trees were adorned with a very different kind of bling edible treats. That's right, folks, forget the glass ornaments and fancy garlands. People used to decorate their trees with apples, nuts, and even cookies. I'm talking about a Christmas tree that doubles as a snack bar. Forget leaving cookies for Santa. He could have just raided the tree. Chapter 10. 'Twas the night before Christmas and, you know the poem, 'twas the night before Christmas and all through the house that... But do you know who penned those famous lines? It wasn't Santa himself. The mastermind is Clement Clarke Moore. He's why we leave out milk and cookies, worry about sugar plums, and picture Santa with a belly like jelly. So next time you're reading, raise a glass to Clement Clarke Moore, the man who made Christmas Eve magical. Chapter 11. Jingle all the... Wait, Thanksgiving, jingle bells, jingle all the ways. We all know the tune, we all know the words. But did you know that this Christmas classic wasn't originally written for Christmas at all? That's right, folks. Jingle Bells was actually a Thanksgiving song. I know. Mind blown, right? It was written by James Lord Pierpont in 1857 and was originally titled One Horse Open Sleigh. It wasn't until years later that it became associated with Christmas and became the holiday anthem we know and love today. Chapter 12. Christmas pioneers. Move over, everyone else, because there's a new Santa in town and he's got a head start on the Christmas cheer. While other countries were still figuring out if they wanted to deck the halls or not, Armenia was all in on Christmas. That's right, folks. Armenia was the first country in the world to officially recognize Christmas as a holiday. They made it official way back in the 4th century. Talk about early adopters. Chapter 13. The Coca-Cola Claus, Santa Claus. He's jolly, he's got a white beard, and he's always wearing red. But have you ever wondered where that iconic image of Santa came from? Was it a Christmas miracle, a stroke of artistic genius? Nope, it was Coca-Cola. That's right, folks. The image of Santa Claus we know and love today was popularized by the Coca-Cola Company in their 1931 Christmas advertising campaign. They took a jolly old elf and turned him into a marketing masterpiece. Chapter 14, Socks, Saints and Surprises. Let's talk about Christmas stockings, those magical sacks of goodies we hang by the fireplace. But have you ever wondered where this tradition came from? It all started with St. Nicholas. He heard about a poor family who couldn't afford dowries for their daughters. Being generous, he decided to help out. Instead of just knocking, he got creative. He snuck down the chimney and dropped gold coins into the girls' stockings. And voila! The Christmas stocking tradition was born. Chapter 15. Presidential tree ejection. We've had some pretty interesting presidents in the United States. We've had presidents who were peanut farmers, movie stars, and even one who was a professional wrestler. But did you know that we once had a president who banned Christmas trees from the White House? And that's right, folks. Theodore Roosevelt, the Rough Rider himself, was not a fan of Christmas trees. He thought they were a waste of natural resources and refused to have one in the White House during his presidency. Outro Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. So how did you do? Did you learn something new about the most wonderful time of the year? Did you know that Christmas was older than your grandma's fruitcake recipe? Or that Santa Claus was more into giving gifts than receiving them, unlike your Uncle Steve, who expects a new fishing rod every year? From ancient Roman festivals to presidential tree bans, Christmas has a long and fascinating history. So next time you're sipping eggnog or belting out carols, remember that you're taking part in traditions that are centuries old. Let us know your score in the comments, and have a very Merry Christmas.